Before we get into the video and wet sand and polish this hood, I want to show you all how it looked after I got done painting it, which was about 2 weeks ago prior to me filming this part. I got a little dirt in it and very minimal orange peel along the sides that I want to get out. My goal was to make this hood as flawless as possible, although this is my very first paint job ever, even on the car. That's my approach though. My approach is trying to pick up those habits to make things the very best that I can make them. So that's the goal for the hood, that's the goal for the car. Although it's my first time ever painting the car, and I've been working on cars since I was 10 years old and just never jumped into that field. So this is how it looked. It looked amazing. Now I could have just left it as it sit. It would have looked incredible on the car, but we're going to take it a step further. Alright, I'm here. Started on the hood. I got some distilled water and some purified drinking water. My buckets, my blocks. Let me show y'all what I'm starting off with. I just decided to start with $1,500 for the car. I mean for the hood, $1,500 for the hood, opposed to $1,000 like the car. Because this hood's already pretty much there, no orange peel. I won't do these sections. I will do these. So I'll just get this took down. This is just an initial start before I ran and got my camera. So I got some dirt nips here and there. So let me finish this up. I'll put my camera in here for some of this, but yeah, I'm gonna get this taken all the way down. 1,500. This is done. Not touching this. So about to hit that side up. Sanding down pretty good too, because the paint was pretty much laid on pretty good. No orange peel, not like that. All right, meet the other side. Alright, I'm done with 1,500 grit. I did this, and I noticed there was a little orange peel here, so got that out the way. But yeah, we're done. Now I'm gonna go to 2,000 grit. Do 2,000 grit. I'm gonna clean it off and do 2,000 grit. Let me go grab it. All right, next step, 2,000 grit. All right, you cut me some pieces up. Let's get started right away. You wipe it down, see some dust getting in here. Got this wide open. It's beautiful outside though. Okay, now I can start with the 2,000 grit. I seen some stuff here I didn't like, so I got that out. Everything here I thought I didn't like, I got out. So we should be all good now. Let's start up. All right, here we go. 2000 grit. Gonna start on the side I started on first, then I'll make my way over there onto me back here. As you noticed when I went up in grit, now that I'm at 2000 grit, I rotated the hood in the opposite direction to sand in a different direction. That will kind of give me a guide or a reference to removing those 1500 grit scratches. Just sanding in the opposite direction that I did before. So I was doing this on a regular, a little bit inconsistent throughout this whole process, but this is my first time ever doing this. But the goal here was to sand in the opposite direction I did from the 1500 grit with the 2000 grit, so I can remove or clearly see me removing those 1500 grit scratches with the 2000 grit. So I guess that's something you can take with you, just kind of sand in the opposite direction to give you a reference or some kind of guide to removing the previous grit scratches. I know I'm going to mention this later, but these are the microfiber towels I'm using throughout this whole process. I got about 5 or 6 boxes of them. These are great to have or buy. They come in different variations. This is the box with the white towels in it. They're good, and I'm using the yellow towels. You'll see that in a second. Here is the Dawn that I'm using, dish detergent, and my main bucket. I have one bucket just with water and towels, and the bucket with the blocks and the sandpaper, and I got just a little bit of this Dawn detergent. All right, this hood is pretty much done with 2000 grit. So now I'm gonna move on to 3000 grit, and we're gonna use the DA for 3000 grit. Some of these contours I may do by hand, although I'm gonna use a interface pad on the DA sander. Show you all what DA sander I'm going to use. I got a couple older ones, and I got a nice DeWalt orbital sander that's really good. But this sander, I've seen a lot of great reviews on it, and I know somebody got one and they worked miracles with it. So I bought me one. It's a budget one, and it does just as good as some of the expensive ones. It may don't last as longer, but it does the job. It really does. And I've seen it in action personally myself, and they're fairly inexpensive. Show you all that right now. I already got it set up. Let's get started. So I did 1500, 2000 by hand, and I recommend, from what I've seen, all the countless videos I've watched, I think to go with the coarser grits, you want to definitely do it by hand. You don't want to use a machine for being lazy or impatient. Do it by hand of those earlier grits. When you get to 2000, you make a switch to the DA to do that. This is the 5-inch DA sander. I'm gonna put the link in the description box for this. These are on sale right now, less than 30 bucks. This machine is great. I've seen this in action myself. This machine is amazing. For the price, like I said, the quality of this machine may don't be like the more expensive ones. That means durability and how long it lasts, but it does equally as well as the expensive machines. And I've seen this in action. This thing's a beast for less than 30 bucks. If you're new in this field like me, I highly recommend that you pause this video right now and buy this machine. Right now, I don't get no commission off of it, just a recommendation. And I do body work. I've done body work in the past, and I do really good at that. This is also great for that. And you guys will need an interface pad. I wouldn't use it directly on the panel or the surface that you're sanding down as it is, because it does, I mean, it is pretty firm to just slap some sandpaper on there. But interface pad, I'll show you that as well. Here's a 2-pack interface pad. This is all you need. These last for a pretty good while. This is all you need. So here's a variation of the sandpaper I'll be using for the latter grits, the 3000, 4000, 5000. If you can't afford the good sandpaper, some 3M sandpaper that I use, I got a lot of it for the earlier grits or the coarser grits. I would definitely do that. I wouldn't use this 4000, 1500, 2000. Although it may get the job done, you'll be running through it. That 3M paper is amazing. If you can afford that, just get that to begin with, and then on the latter grits, the 3000, 4000, 5000. You can use this. These sandpaper don't last that long, and but of course it's not. It's super fine, so it'll last for a minute to get the job done. And we're gonna kind of have the air pressure down as we go with these higher grits. Ultimately, I want to stop at 3,000, but I'm just a curious being, and I'm extremely passionate. And I say this in every video. I mean, everybody knows I'm an extremely passionate individual. When I want to learn something, I become great at it. And I may just go to 4,000 and 5,000 and see how it does. When you buy this, you want to buy some interface pads, some cheap interface pads. You just don't want to do hook. These are hook and loop sandpaper. You don't want to just hook sandpaper to this. This is firm, this is hard, and you don't want to just hook the sandpaper directly to this. Ultimately can cause you to burn through the paint or catch one of these edges and put a groove in it. So definitely on the interface pad on this DA sander. And like I said, I'm a beginner, but I put the work in. I've put the time in to know exactly what I need to do to get this job done, to have a great outcome. You know, just trying to pick up these great habits early on. We're not just kind of half doing stuff. So that's how I'm approaching this, trying to see what's necessary, what's not necessary, so I know in the future how far to go with it. But just curious, and I'm passionate, and I want to try things, and I love working. I love working. So I don't mind being patient and taking my time to do this to make it look really nice, or to do the best that I possibly can do at this stage of me painting. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this oil to this machine, let it run through it. Don't want it to shoot out on the panel while I'm doing it, so I'll let it run through it for a second. We're gonna pop this interface pad on, and we're gonna run over it with some 2000 grit, just slowly to get what I missed with my hand, possibly, and then we're gonna go up and see. So, yeah, let me get the camera in my. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this. I've already put this on. It comes with a just a standard fitting. This is a brass fitting. This is just a better air fitting than the one that came with this. Just put a little bit in there. Not much. Let's attach it. By the way, this is an old 1960s ironing board. This thing is incredible. I put plastic over it because I don't want to mess it up, and I use it to paint on long parts on. But yeah, 1960s ironing board. Bought it in an estate sale some years back. I got it set. Let's go up a little bit in speed. Too fast. Too slow. So I'm going to the right to increase the speed. That sounds pretty smooth. Go down just a little bit more. Too slow. A little bit. Okay, I'm gonna run with that. I like this. I like that. You hear that sound? I'm on a small compressor as well. So we already set where we want to be at. We can disconnect that. Also attach this. So here's the compressor I'm using for this. I do got a large compressor that I paint with, and I got another one just a little bit bigger than this that I also do small little things with, but this is in here with me right now. This thing is nice for this. It's gonna help me out with this, but yeah, you can kind of see what I'm working with. I'm on a low speed, a low RPM with the DA sander, so it shouldn't be coming on that much. But also I'm gonna have my headphones on, so I wanna get in relaxation mode when I'm doing this. I wanna relax and be patient, which is the key. So before I start, I guess the most notable thing is to be patient and take your time and cleanliness. That's what paint is where I learned that throughout the painting process, how important it is to have these panels clean before you mess with them. Doing these coats, cleanliness is huge, so you want to be clean. And a couple things that I also bought that I'll show you guys. This is the water I'm even gonna show you guys. That our water around here is not too well. It's not the greatest water, so I just use some of this. These are cheap, $1 for one of these gallons. Got 2 buckets, one for clean water. This is also some clean water I'm using. Dump that in there. And one for my blocks. And you see all my sandpaper been sitting in there for days. I just keep putting fresh water in there. And a little soap. So I got a little soap in there right now. I'll show you all that. But all the different blocks that I'll use. And these are great. I bought 5 boxes of these. I got 2 boxes of white ones and 3 boxes of the yellow ones. They're inexpensive. They're reusable. You can wash them. These microfiber cloths are really, really good. They're like, these are my go-to. These things are incredible for the price. So got a bunch of these on deck. They're all over the place, and they're washable. So I got them everywhere. In the box there full, and I got some white ones. I'll show you those in a second. Right now, all right, I think we're pretty much set up. I'm in my makeshift paint booth. We got a video on the channel as well. A lot of room in here. It's kind of got stuff everywhere, but this is Area 51. This is Area 51. This is my paint booth called, I named the booth Area 51 because I'm passionate about space and the universe, so kind of kept that theme in here. But yeah, we're gonna get started. Got a spray bottle, just some regular distilled water in here as well. See right here, got me a nice comfortable seat. I'm gonna work side to side. I'm gonna do the flat part first. This is so smooth. We're gonna get this down with, gonna go over it again with 2,000 grit on low RPM. Spray it down, and then we also gonna go up in grits. But yeah, we're pretty much there. And another thing, I guess, you can watch out for these body lines. You don't wanna, you're gonna stay away from these edges. You don't wanna burn through. It's clear. And I got so much paint and clear on this hood, and it turned out nice. So, all right, let's get started. Okay guys, I'm filming in 4K, so I'll be filming in sections because that 4K footage eats up gigabytes like crazy. So I'll be filming through our sections, but I want to show you all. For one, I've seen this in action personally, and I didn't know it was that good. For less than 30 bucks, this thing is incredible. It flows so smooth on low RPMs. Man, this thing is amazing. My toes got a leak right here. Very, very nice. This sandpaper is doing great as well, because it don't last. I paused it here because I want to know. Look at that sandpaper. You see those dots? Although I've done just that small section of the hood, this cheap sandpaper needs to be swapped out, because if I continue to sand like that, I'm going to get pigtails, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it when you're done. It's going to come through, and it'll be tough to get out. So change that sandpaper off often. It's cheap sandpaper at that, because it will cause issues for you down the line, creating those pigtails, and you don't want that. Be a nightmare. As long as the good stuff. But yeah, but the earlier grits, I wouldn't use this. The earlier, coarser grits to go by hand, I'll just use the, I would use some good paper. Here, I'm gonna show you all this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. This is by the machine, and this is by my hand. Both 2000 grit. Both 2000 grit. So I'll go over the rest of it with 2000 grit, and I'll be back. Yeah, I'm shooting in 4K, so that 4K is a big difference from shooting in 1080p. Let me finish this half off, then we'll move on to the next thing. I'm gonna do, like I said, I'll run this by hand. This is not that bad. This is not that far from that. And then we're gonna go up with steps of grit. Like I said, I would stop at 3000, but I want to show you all the difference. I know it may be overkill, but I'm curious. I've never done this before, so I want to see myself, opposed to watching a video showing what's necessary, what's not necessary. I want to see the difference and see if have I wasted my time using 4000 and 5000. And yeah, we'll go from there. Oh, another thing I want to note, you may see this right here still got some texture there, and right here there's a hood scoop that goes over this, so not focusing too much on this. I did get this side, but yeah, it's a hood scoop, a large hood scoop go over this, so I wasn't worried about or concerned about this. Alright, we're done with the 2000 grit. We can move on to 3000 now. We got 3000 on here now. And let's look at it right now. We'll start this side again, and then we'll look at the difference from that side and that side. See. Alright, here we go. I guess you can see the difference now as that shine's starting to come back. Look at the light here. That's the light reflection. That's one of the lights right there, or this one. That one is right there. You can clearly see it on this side, but not so much this side. You guys can see the light there, but you can actually see the bulb there. Whereas here, you can just see a reflection. All right, I'm gonna do this side. Also, let's change out this sandpaper. It's okay still. But like I said, I'm gonna use a new one. I got a lot of it. Let me change this out. And then we're gonna look at the difference. This one should have been changed out. It's still okay. 3000. All right, let's get this side like this side. All right, we got it. We got it. We got it. Look at that. See all the lights in this thing. All the lights everywhere. Everywhere. Beautiful finish. All right, let's go. 4000. Let's go to 4000 right now. and you can almost make out the little orange cover around the light. Yeah, that is nice. You got the light here, but it ain't like that, like you can make it out. Look at that. 3,000, 4,000. All right, just trying to make life easier for us polishing. And we're gonna do this whole side, then take it up another notch. I'm gonna go to 5,000 and stop there. That's the highest grit I got, so definitely gonna stop there. All right, done with 4,000. Look at that. You can also see reflection in the panel. Got that shine coming back. That is nice. All right, you're going to 5,000. You're going up another notch, guys. You're going to 5,000. All right, there we go. Go with the 5,000. This wasn't that bad neither. This could be used again. All right, let's get started. We'll start on this side again and go from there. I do want to know, I make about 4 passes per side, meaning that I cover the entire panel. Like I go in one direction, come back the other direction, go back the same direction and come back, and that'll be pretty much it. I lightly mist the surface opposed to me early on starting, just kind of wetting it. And you don't want to put too much water because it won't cut the material, so you want to kind of dampen it. And when you feel the machine go to shimmying or buffering, you know you don't have enough water on the surface, but you want to keep that consistent pace and just let it smooth and let the machine glide across the panel itself. Really no pressure at all. Let the machine do the work for you, and it'll turn out nice. Alright, they go 5,000 compared to 4,000. You kind of make out the colors now in the light. You can see the difference. It just looks like it's hazy, but the shine is there. Whereas this is got a shine, but very hazy. Really nice. All right, I'm gonna do this side up, and yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. All right, done with 5,000 grit. Completely done. Done. As you can see. Now this side matches that side. Hazy. All right, before we go to the next step, which is polishing, I'll show you all what compound I'm going to use in polishing. But look at this. I gotta get this thing praised. I've seen it in action. I'm gonna buy me another one. This thing is incredible. It really is. Very nice machine, especially for the cost. You can't beat that. So this is what we got left over. I got a bunch of more of these. Let's get all this cleared up. And I'll show you guys a polisher that I was sent about 4 years ago to review. And all they wanted me to do was leave an Amazon review. But I couldn't leave a detailed review. All I did was left a review about how I thought the machine was made and how it functioned, because I did plug it up. However, I couldn't leave a review about how well it polished, and I'll update the review when I get through. So this is almost 4 years later. Let me show you all what's in it. Some of everything in here. Just a off-brand polisher with a lot of pads. So let me pull it out. But this is what we're using. Stuff is incredible. I've seen some amazing reviews on this stuff, and this is what we're gonna use. This is step 1 and step 2, and look at it. It cuts down to 1,000 grits or finer, so we're way up at 5,000 grits, so we don't have to worry about that. And it's the polish, the finishing polish. It's step 2. Superior finish. True paint correction. A little bit on the expensive side, but it's worth it. It really is. So let me pull this out. Let me show y'all what's in here. Let me move this out the way a bit. Let's set up shop. Let me show y'all what's in this bag. Mind you, this was almost 4 years ago that I got this. All of it's new. Some 6-inch pads. That's 5-inch pads, the first one. Alright. Came with a couple handles, some gloves, 1,000 grit, 1,000 grit. Just all 1,000 grit sandpaper. Just some cheap sandpaper. Got some tools. These got some extra brushes for the motor. Shows you what each pad is for. Black is probably what we're gonna use because we ain't got much cutting to do. Light cut, yellow medium cut, orange coarse, heavy duty cutting, sandpaper. So I don't think they sell this kit no more. I'm quite sure there's, maybe this is there, but this is the whole entire package that they sent me. And that's a 6-inch. Yeah, we're gonna go to the 5-inch. Well, we may leave it here. We might go 6-inch. Let's do 6-inch. Not bad. I may use this handle. I'll go both of the screws for it. I do well with my right hand and left hand, but I'm born right-hander, so I'll just put it on. So, all right, let me set up. I'll be back in a minute. I went back to my Amazon history when I received this product, and when I did the review on it, and the link I received, and it's no longer available for sale, which I kind of knew. It's been about a little over 3 years ago. However, I did find this one that's very similar. It doesn't come with many products as this one does, but it does have the same contents in a sense, and you can order those pads. They're all over the place for next to nothing. So this is something similar, and I'll have product links in the description box or in the product link box below. So yeah, this is the next thing I can find that's kind of close to what I received, and it should give the same results without a doubt. Alright, come with 2 black pads. This foam pad with these raised sections on it. And got this flat one. So we'll try this one first. I wonder if we should. I'm sure no debris on it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna spray this a little bit. I'm gonna mist this a little bit. Just a little bit. Step 1. I paused it here because I left that section in real time for you all to see that I'm moving too fast. I'm not comfortable. The RPMs are too high on the device, and I'll get comfortable in a second. I'll show you all what speed that worked out for me with using this polisher. Yeah, here, not relaxed at all, and that's very important when you're doing something like this. You want to be relaxed and consistent and making sure you're moving within a good pace, and I'll show you all that in a second and how I got comfortable pretty quickly. So my second pass, a little bit more relaxed, still not there quite yet, just still trying to figure it out, but better than I was in the previous pass. It's all about relaxing and finding what speed works and what pace works, and then you'll get great results. And ultimately I find that pretty quickly I get this machine figured out, and you will too. It's just about relaxing and finding out what works best for you. Just with anything, using anything new. That's kind of the same concept all around the board whenever you're using something new or trying something new. Just trying to figure out what works best for you and getting relaxed and comfortable doing it. Yeah, we good now. Just one pass so far. Still got haze, some haze. I paused it here because I want you all to look closely at that panel as I move the camera in different angles to show you all how the buffing process is coming along. You're going to notice some curly cues or pigtails in different sections throughout this panel on both sides, just a little bit. I didn't get much, but I was trying to avoid them. Left the cheap sandpaper on the DA too long in certain sections, but ultimately I started to swap it out much quicker because it is some cheap sandpaper, and that's the results you get when you use, that's the price you pay. So got to swap those out pretty quickly, but I got them. However, using that orange pad and that compound, we're going to remove all of them. You won't see anything when I'm done with this panel but a mirror finish. But I want to note that I did get them and I tried to avoid them. All right, let me try the pad on that side. All right, see a little bit more haze left. I only went over it one time. Still got some haze. Getting over there. It's a process. It's a process. All right, let me show you all what's working for me. What's me just going through trial and error. The black pads are maybe a little bit too fine. This is perfect. This only this goes up to 6. That's max speed. So I'm keeping around 3 and 4. That's perfect for me. This kind of gets out of hand when it goes to 6. So I'm keeping it around here. And with this specific machine, that's what's working well. And this is doing fantastic. This is doing great. So I'm gonna stay here. You guys can see, look at that. That's what we want. That's what we want. The black still left haze, but we're not gonna use that. So let me, these are my, the only thing about it is I'm flinging stuff everywhere. Let me finish this whole side out now. You know, recommend you doing 2 sections, probably around there. And yeah, let me finish the rest of this side up, and we'll be back. But that's working. That's kind of running over it, doing really, really well. It is. You all see that? You see what we're getting, and we haven't gotten to polish yet. So yeah, let me keep hitting this, and I'll be back when I'm done with this side, at least. So here you see the consistent movements I'm having, and I lowered the RPMs with this particular machine. I'm keeping it around 2 and 3, not 3 and 4. That's working great for this stage because I don't want a chance of risk burning through anything. And the moment you hear that machine or feel that machine buffering or trying to jump on the panel, pull up, that means you're kind of out of material on the surface, and you don't want to definitely burn through anything. So definitely kind of get off of it, wipe it off, see where you're at. But I'm making 4 or 5 passes, meaning like I'm going similar to me sanding it, back and forth motions in one direction until I get to that spot, and then back the other way or the opposite way. And I'm doing that around 3 to 4 times, and that kind of gets it where I want it to be at before I move to the next section. Wow. I can't get in here that good. Let's go with something smaller. Right, let me do this side. So our shine is just about there. It's looking really, really good. However, as you see those contours in the hood, kind of difficult to get to with the 6-inch pad. So I went with the 5-inch pad setup, and it kind of worked perfectly for me to get within that contours of that hood without burning through anything. And that's what I'll be doing in a second. But as you all can see, we're just about there. It's starting to look beautiful. And this is just step 1. It's starting to look beautiful. We're pretty much where we want to be at, or in the line where we want to be at, and it looks amazing so far. But yeah, let's do the 5-inch pad. right, completely done with step one. This is just step one. Wow. This is just step one. Remember, this is black. It really had nothing in this. But any imperfections, it's gonna show. Step one got us here. So I guess step two is refining, because the polish should really do something to this, even a more deeper shine. Although this is beautiful right now, from every angle. We're gonna move on to step two in a second. Got it completely wiped down. And with step two, I'm gonna use the black pads. So I can use this for the step two. All right, this is what we're on now, step two. As you all know, I use this pad. This is the only 6-inch black pad I got in that one for step one, and it didn't work out fine. So it's a light cut, and I figured I got to the 5,000 grit. So I had some step one, some compound on here, and I just cleaned it, misted some water, just some distilled water, and used this towel and wiped the majority off. You all can see just about all of it off. And now we're going to use this for step two. Shake it up. So we got to open this up. And let me show you. This is the second day. I had to leave yesterday, and I didn't get back till late. So this is the second day. I haven't wiped the hood off, but let me show you. Of course, we're in my little makeshift booth, so you don't get no dust in here at all, really. But I do got that part up, so I probably got some dust. But look at this. Look at this day two. It looked like I've done everything to it. This hood looks incredible. So let's see what the polish does. Look at that. Yeah, let's see what the polish does. Now we still in paint correction phase, and hey, I can't say enough about how amazing that compound is. I've seen it in action. I've also seen it on quite a few YouTube videos where the cars look astonishing when they're done with it. So it'll be in my repertoire from here on out. Yeah. All right, let's get started. Gotta replace this. Kind of super easy. We're gonna go with the 6-inch, a little larger. I'll use the other black one, which is new steel, here to get within those contours for the polish. But we're gonna go 6-inch first. Work within a small section, 2x2 section. But to change this over, super simple. Press this button in until you feel the wheel lock. Let me mount the camera so you all can see how quick it is to do this. So I press the button, you'll feel it lock. Just comes right off. This off-brand polisher is working equally as well as probably a name brand one. I guess the thing is durability. When you get these off-brand, they do the same thing. It's just how long do they last? How durable are they? Just gonna spin it on here. Kind of an easy swap out. Press the button down. That's it. Put the pad on. Just mixed it with some water. Just a little bit. I already shook it up, but we're gonna shake it up again. Let's give it a violent shake. All right, we should be good. Let's go over here. much. I'm gonna put the gloves on this time. I must say, using the polish is much more forgiving than the compound, obviously. It allows that polisher to glide across that panel effortlessly, smoothly, and it goes a long way. It does. It's very, very easy to work with, and I enjoyed, well, the whole process I enjoyed, but definitely fun to work with that polish. Wow, what can I say? But wow, you would think it couldn't be any more enhanced than it already was. But look at that. I'm not sure if it's coming through, but look at that. Look at that. Remember, this is black. I need to block this light off or something. Look at how deep and rich that is. Wow. Wow. Okay. You can kind of see it going over to the other back half, what I didn't do. Which looks nice still, but when it comes to here, look at that. The car should look amazing when I'm done. It should turn out amazing. All right, let's finish this half up. And I'll turn you guys back on when I'm done with this half. That polish is so smooth, and I'm running on 2 with this particular thing. I got the handle tight where it's some friction there, some resistance, so I can pull it one way and maneuver it how I want to, whatever angle I'm on, and it stays in that position. So I didn't tighten it down in one particular position. You know, can't say, you know, I got to give this thing a lot of credit too, because it's doing extremely well to be an off-brand polisher. Yeah, very pleased with this, and these are as well very inexpensive, just a cheap product, but they're doing just equally as well as probably the good ones. And all right, let me finish this side up. I'm just snatching microfiber cloths out of the box, you know, for different things. A little low, probably halfway through this box, but I'm stacked up on boxes. Oh, another thing I want to mention: make sure you wear some clothes that you really don't care about. This is a compound. You can see it within my height of the. Not so much my height. I'm 5'11", but within that vicinity, it's flickering all here. I'm quite sure it's gonna wash off. I love these coveralls. I got a few different pair, and I love them. So yeah, just get ready to get whatever you got on to get messy. This is compound from yesterday, so it's on here. All right, just swap this out to the smaller one to get between these crevices. This part, the section of the hood, finish that up. Yeah, we're done. I'll be cleaning off in a second, show you all. All right, we're done. Couple things we're gonna do before we close this video out. I gotta show you the finished product. Step 2 is done. Wow. 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 Now, I've done so much homework before jumping into doing this, and you know, countless hundreds and hundreds of hours of me doing research and binge watching videos on everything that I want to learn going into this, and you know, kind of got the hang of it quick. I know exactly how to approach it, and look at these results. These results are stunning. Results are stunning. There's no trickery or no whatever you're going to see. You're going to see it. This is it. This is it. I can't hide anything. all I can tell you is this is a mirror finish, a show finish, and I'll show you all what's next, what I got going on next for this. This is just part one of an entire car. My first time ever painting a car, and I'm going for show car results on my very first time painting a car, pushing my talents to the limits. I've been working on cars since I was 10 years old, just never really got deep into this process, and now I'm adding this to my repertoire. Yeah, there it is. Secondly, none of you guys see this, we're done. I'll show you all, we'll close out and I'll show you all the car and where I'm at with that. But man, I gotta take my hat off to cheap, inexpensive polishes, done amazing. We talked about that already, but man, I think we gotta give some props, or a lot of props, to these products out here. There may be some products on the market equally as good as this, but you know, I gotta take my hat off to 3D. You know, I gotta really praise this product because it turned a novice like me, although I've done tons of research and kind of using inexpensive stuff, it turns a novice like me into someone who looked like they've been detailing for quite a while. And you get that. This is black, the hardest color to deal with a paint, because it's going to show all the imperfections. It's going to show everything. And yeah, the hood scoop goes on there. That's already, I flow coated the hood scoop, so already good. I'll show you all that as well. But I gotta take my hats off to him, and you know, we gotta bow to him. We gotta get him a bow. Really appreciate it. Turning a novice detailer or beginner, somebody. This is my first time ever in life doing this, despite my ridiculous history on automotive or fixing cars. You know, I've done some polishing, some small things as a kid, trying to use some wax on some things, and never polish, just waxing my dad's car, because I love working on cars. So I waxed his car, but that's it. Nothing on the lines of this remotely close, because this can go awfully wrong. It's kind of hard to obtain these results if you really ain't putting that work in. And yeah, there we go. All right, let me show you all. I'll show you all the hood scoop real quick, and we're gonna look at the car. We'll close this. Take you guys behind the booth. My setup. This is already beautiful. I painted all this. Already beautiful. It's been sitting back here, so it's dust on it. Stuff been sitting back here for a while, but this is the scoop. That sits on top of there, and just dust caked up on everything. More parts over here. Those are the stripes for this car. This car got racing stripes across the, so I guess you're gonna put racing stripes on the hood. So as good as the hood look, it gotta get some racing stripes on it. So we'll be laying those down too. Never done those, but I'm gonna do incredible on those as well. There's actually instructions just for these stripes. This is where they came from. All right, let me show you the car. Let's close the video out. So I turned the lights off, and this is the natural light from Pole Barn. And I just want to give you guys one more look at this hood. I'm smiling from ear to ear, you know, because I've never done this, and to achieve what you've never done, it's a good feeling. All right, let me show you guys the car. All right, here's the car. 1000 grip, done. Got a little spot back here, got to do right here. That's it. But other than that, everything else is done. I'm not gonna do the roof because it's beautiful. I flow coated this car, so you know it's kind of useless to do the roof. It's nearly flawless. It's dirty, been sitting in here for weeks, so a lot of dirt accumulated on it. But yeah, that's already amazing. So I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. This is where I'm focusing on. Not that, but yeah, this is next. Got some water spilled on it. Yeah, 1000 grit. I'll show you all the jams. Beautiful. So, yeah, we'll be doing this next. Even those are nice. And when I'm done, it's gonna look amazing. There's no way around it. It's gonna look amazing when I'm done. It's gonna look amazing. I'm cutting no corners. This side completely done as well. And the hatch part. There's a spoiler goes here, so I wasn't focusing on that neither. Just the main part to get everything down like this, sending in one direction. This as well. All right, so this is next. If you wanna stay tuned or subscribe to the channel to watch this. I'll be in here in a couple of days, taking the 1000 grit off. You guys can see I'm one way, so I'll be going this way with some 1500. My sandpaper is already ready on deck. This is what I used. This is what I'm using. This is what we're using. This is the 1000 grit I used for the first step. I didn't want to go 800. But 1000 grit was perfect for this. I wouldn't do 800. Although I'm a beginner novice, I've watched so many videos where I've put so much time into studying this. I'm pretty dialed in. And here, I'm just waiting. Water, distilled water. All my blocks, I'll be using my towels. And we're going 1500. To 2000, and I'm gonna stop the cart at 3000. I'm not going to 5000 like the hood. I'm gonna stop at 3000, and it will look amazing when I'm done, no doubt. All right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys found something helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you did. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Terrence and I'm out.